Okay, guys, what's going on? Jeremy Lafrentz.
Let's get a little more ado.
Backstage Entertainment. TJ Miller, actor, comedian. TJ, what's going on, man?
Good, just a comedian. Really not a very good actor. I don't know if anyone saw Gulliver's Travels.
You have some other credible things in there, which we'll get into here in a little bit. But no, let's start out with the fans that are probably new to seeing you, if they haven't caught your movies or seen any stand-up stuff. I mean, really tell us how acting and comedian really started for you.
Well, I started doing comedy in college and was in an improv group and sketch comedy group, video group. It was sort of everything. They didn't do stand-up, but that to me was the genesis. And it started really in high school, but that's when I really said, oh, I think I can do this for a living.
Right.
And then I went to Chicago to study at Improv Olympic because we all read a book called Truth and Comedy by Sharna Hartburn. And
a little shameless plug.
Yeah, and but she didn't. I don't know. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be this comedy mecca and improvisational, destination and dojo. And it was those things, but not how I thought it was. It was just, it was hard. I mean, it's always hard.
Right. Well, then, obviously, you've been in some movies here, and people probably seen you and stuff. Tell us really what the big break was for you. I mean, just something. It's
right really, now. I mean,
right
it is happening as we speak on this interview with Backstage Entertainment.
That's right. So,
I always look forward to this, and I didn't even know really about the site until a couple weeks ago, but I was like, this could be the break. So if I do this, knock on wood, it's not wood, I hope it'll be my break.
Yeah, there you go. So TJ right now on Backstage Entertainment, we're in the midst of it. Break.
It's happening. This is the break.
Right there.
We're breaking ground.
Yep.
And when?
Well, let's talk about one of those movies, which is one of my favorites too. Is She's Out of My League. You played Stainer in that. Along with Stainer, I've heard you get called that quite a bit. But when you're out in public, what do you think is probably the most character that you get called on the streets?
I mean, I think the most character that I get called on the streets is definitely Stainer. Yeah. And people say Stainer, and I'll kind of go, thank you. And I think that's a weird thing for someone who hasn't seen the film to watch a grown man yell Stainer, and then another grown man go, thank you. Because what even is the context of that?
Right. Unless they haven't seen it, they're probably not going to know. So.
But you know what people love? People love How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah.
It's a great film. I mean, it's an Oscar-nominated film, mostly because of my work in it.
That's right.
And so I get a lot of, people will wait at an airport to have me sign How to Train Your Dragon stuff. They love that film.
Really? Okay. So would you say...
And not even an airport that I'm flying into. Sometimes just some airport that they know that I'm going to get, a chicken sandwich or something at.
Okay. All right. Along with Stainer, what would you say is the second one you say probably for a character name?
Well, maybe How to Train Your Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
People really liked Our Idiot Brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I get that a lot. Oh, I saw Our Idiot Brother, you're really funny.
Okay.
People seem to connect with Billy, the sort of organic farmer, stoner alcoholic.
Exactly. Which kind of leads into the next question there.
Good.
Yes.
Is it about organic farming? I hope it is.
Yes. And organic farming, which I don't know.
Darn it.
Okay, but no, this is about, I've listed about 4 of the movies that you've been in or going to be in on this one here. We have, you've been in The Goods with Jeremy Piven, Unstoppable, Denzel Washington, Our Idiot Brother, obviously, Paul Rudd, and then now you have a movie coming out in June, Seeking a Friend for the End of the World, Steve Carell. Do you get starstruck when you see like any of those guys I've mentioned or anybody else in films you've done?
Well, it's a weird thing. I'm sort of more starstruck by the extras that work in the film. Mm-hmm. So, I'll see these people that just are working 1 or 2 days, and I'll be like... And, so I kind of have an opposite reaction. Right. But most of those guys, Steve Carell, Paul Rudd, Denzel, Jeremy Piven's kind of an asshole, but Denzel Washington is really... He's something else. I mean, that is that's a really, really big star, and he's just really nice and engaging.
Yeah.
Jack Black was so nice. But yeah, of course, you get it's less starstruck, and it's more the surreality of everything is overwhelming sometimes.
Okay. All right. Well, this will lead into the next thing, which is you saw this when you came in, the box. This is
I
called.
just want to say first of all that it is so nice to work with people that will buy, a custom-made box for this, and not sort of have.
We've never revealed what's actually under there until now, which is actually. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
It's a actual box
Dildo.
for. Yeah,
What'd you
dildo.
say?
No, that was
Oh,
right.
what were you going to pretend it was?
No, that's what.
What were you going to say?
It really is a Dwight Schrute bobblehead box, because I collect
Sure
the
it
office
is.
bobbleheads. So.
Yeah, definitely didn't say
No.
multi-position vibrating rabbit.
Nope, I did not say that. You can't
All right,
read
let's open it
there
on
either.
up.
All right, right there, here. So basically, what the box is.
I feel like a kid at Christmas,
That's right. You don't know
but
what's
there are
in
no
here.
presents. There's just things that you have to answer, which is fun too. For Jesus's birthdays.
All right, so the fans have found us on Facebook, liked our page, got questions in the box. What do you got so far?
Do you have any pre-show or post-show rituals?
So before you take the stage, like tonight, you're at the Omaha Funny Bone.
Pre-show, I'll do my post-show ritual, which is getting totally shit-faced off of sour apple pucker.
Okay.
And then my post-show ritual is doing my pre-show ritual, which is not drinking at all and really meditating and focusing on my set.
Got it. Wow, that's a good one.
Gotta make sure it's mixed in up.
That's right. We don't want any doubles in there.
What's the craziest thing you've signed?
Ooh, this is probably a good one.
One time I was talking to a young deaf woman, and I said, ain't no mountain high enough except the one in my goddamn pants. And I signed that because I speak sign language fluently.
Mix it up there. All right.
What is your drink of choice on tour?
Well, what do we got here? Well,
I don't really have one.
okay. All right. Just anything thrown your way, huh? Does that feel good? Okay.
I'm almost there. This is such a long one.
I know
Look
it.
how long and small that font is. If the band was on a deserted island, if the band was on a deserted island, or a desert,
Desert.
island, which member would you eat first and why? Well, I'm obviously a band of one.
That's right.
If I had to eat one dessert on an island first, God damn it, I think bread pudding.
Would
And
you?
banana bread pudding if they've got it, depending on if it's a tropical island.
Yep.
How many did I do? 7?
Whatever you want to do.
Let's do a lightning round.
Do
You ever
it.
had that happen?
No.
Here it goes.
Here we go.
Where's the craziest place you sign an autograph? On that deaf woman's forehead.
All right, we got it.
What's your craziest fan story? One time I was masturbating and my dick got caught in a ceiling fan. What is your favorite, least favorite tattoo? If none, do you want any? Yes, I want a tattoo that says this is my favorite / least favorite tattoo. What is your favorite place to eat while on the road touring? I like to eat in the road, like on the street.
Oh.
I'll put a little bit of bread pudding
Yes.
on the asphalt, and then I'll get deep into that. What has been your worst job? Every hand. What is the weirdest item a fan has either thrown at you while on stage or given to you? A fan actually threw me for a loop while giving me a ceiling fan. I was masturbating. That's a story for a different time.
Yep.
Who has the weirdest habit in the band, and what is it?
Oh,
It's me, and it's that I tell people that I'm in a band. What is your favorite memory from a concert? One time I was at a Beastie Boys show. It was in the round, and I realized that it was actually a square, but I couldn't tell anybody because I felt self-conscious. What superpower do you want, and what would be the first thing you do with it? I would like to be able to blow up into the size of the Goodyear blimp or a Zeppelin of a similar proportions. And what would I do with it? Just televise sporting events from a higher altitude. What's the best prank that you pulled or has been pulled on you? Turns out this is true.
All right, this will be our last one because I feel a story coming on.
So funny. So I was gonna play this prank. The question is, what's your favorite prank that you've done or has been played on you? So I was gonna pull a prank on my roommate, and here's what it was. Okay, I was gonna hide in the washing machine. I would have a bucket of water above it that had a little bit of vinegar in it, enough that it would burn your eyes if it hit your eyes.
Yep.
And then there was a string that I would pull as I came out to scare him or he came in to see me. Mm-hmm. So the idea was, as I scared him, I would pull the string and the bucket would pour on him and the vinegar and water would hit his face and eyes.
Yep.
But I lived in a studio apartment at the time by myself, and so I ended up doing that to myself. So it was a good prank, but it burned. Oh, it burned. It burned so very much.
So did you really have a roommate, or?
No. I burned my own eyes with vinegar and water.
Yep. All right. So you prank pulled successfully, however you look at it.
Successful prank and the worst prank that's ever been played on me, by me.
All right. TJ, I know you got to get going here pretty quick because we just talked about how busy your schedule is and everything. But for the fans out there, lastly, why don't you just tell them kind of what you have coming up? I mean, we heard you this morning on Todd and Tyler talking about a John Stamos pilot with him. What else do you got coming up?
Well, the last thing I'll say, and I'll get back to this, is I'm going to really, really vigorously hug the host of this show.
Okay.
But before that, I'm in a voiceover stop-motion R-rated film called Hell and Back with Nick Swartz and Mila Kunis, Danny McBride, and Bob Odenkirk. So I'm really excited about that. I have a pilot with John Stamos called Little Brother, where I play his little brother ex-convict who moves in with him and his family. A Comedy Central series called Mashup, which will be debuting in the fall, hopefully. So that's Mashup, and I'll be hosting that and executive producing, which sort of means that I jack off privately in my own office.
Okay, understandable.
How to Train Your Dragon 2, How to Train Your Dragon, the Cartoon Network television series.
Okay.
My hour special, No Real Reason, is out. I have a new podcast called Cashing In with TJ Miller. I have an album called the Extended Play EP on Comedy Central Records, which the label Illegal Art, which represents Girl Talk and Steinsky, they're remixing it. So the Extended Play Illegal Art remix tape will be available hopefully in August.
Okay.
And then, I feel like that's pretty much it.
Good job.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that was it. I have a job at Quiznos in Los Angeles on Sunset and Gardner. Please visit me there. I toast everybody's bread for free. And finally...
Oh, there it is. You heard it on Backstage Entertainment. TJ Miller, everybody, go check him out. Oh, and we just broke stuff. So, Backstage Entertainment, we'll see ya.
Yes.
Hey everyone, make sure to like Backstage Entertainment on Facebook to see our photos, to enter yourself into contests for autographed prizes, and other news. Also make sure to click the subscribe button on YouTube to check out the rest of our videos. And you can find us on Twitter to get updates about what we're doing. For Backstage Entertainment, this is Jeremy Lafrentz.
We're just BSing here.
I just was doing, I was working with a writer who came in just to Omaha, and he's going to MC tonight, but is here just to help me prepare the new material that I'm doing on this Comedy Central series, Mashup. Have fun with it. Check it out in the fall. And, a big part of what he's doing is figuring out how he can create linear narratives for each episode so that I can remember the stand-up. Because the stand-up that I'm doing is actually different from the stand-up that I usually do, because it has to be a little bit more accessible and a little more about, building an audience for the other comics that are on the show.
And we're just sitting here. This is a blooper reel. This will be at the end of the interview.
It's a blooper reel. Whoops. Oopsers.
We're sitting here with TJ Miller, and
I would never.
No, do it. That'd be funny. I get some views finally. But we were talking about some new material you have coming up. How hard to just remember it, that kind of stuff. And that's kind of what we were talking about just then. But yeah, I guess we could start the interview now if we want.
Let's start it up. And
let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, I hope you guys know that I was a real dick licker to both of these guys, especially Joey. I mean, I really said some awful things to him because I got a lot going on right now. It's pretty stressful.
It is.
It's a stressful time. But hey, who doesn't love a little stress, you know? Unless it's a fracture.
It just means you're probably busy. So
Yes.
that's always good. All right. So without further ado, let's start the interview, huh?